Hello, I'm merciful, and I'm gratitude that you have listened to my show. Today I want to talk to you about several things. Oneness, the concept of oneness, concept of individuality, and the concept of oneness. Oh, individuality is a fairly new concept. If the truth be told, and I just listened to the Buddha say that if the truth offends, do not tell the truth. If the truth does not offend, tell the truth. So this is like who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to you and the truth is going to offend you, if you're not open to receive, basically, the truth is going to hurt you. And it's going to damage you. So that as a physician, I should not tell you the truth. And those who are aware are physicians. Because those who are aware have looked back at the seekers who are seeking. You're still seeking and seeking, but you are aware. You've sought and you've found, and you're aware. There are seekers who are seeking. You look back at the seekers who are seeking, and you look back at yourself, seeking. And you desire, you see yourself seeking. And you don't really desire, you just do. You're not one thing or another, you just are. And you look back at the seekers that are seeking, and you reach out a hand to help them lift up. And you're not creating a religion. You are just talking about awareness of the oneness of all things. That all things are an ecosystem. You can't look at the bee hovering from flower to flower, pollinating each flower that it encounters as the reproduction system of flowers, and think, wow, that's cute oneness. And that demonstrates how the bee is the sexual organs of the flowers. Isn't that wonderful? No, that's absolutely insanely impossible. A miracle that just happened. Bees acting as the sexual organs of flowers. They aren't acting, they are. When you say acting, you create separation. The separation was mine. Bees are flowers. And this, the bees, is a surah, a chapter in the Quran, to reflect upon. Thank you. The body agrees. Bees, the sophistication of bees, the selflessness of bees, the unconsciousness of bees. The queen, does it even know? Is the queen conscious that she is pollinating flowers? The queen sends instruction to the bees. The bees collect pollen from the flowers. The bees are pollinating flowers. Pollen is sperm, flower sperm. So one flower sperm from the other flower sperm. This is how flowers have sex. What you are seeing are bees and flowers. But is there not something else there? A one that you have separated into two. Yes, there is. And you can't see it because you only see the separation. The two acting as one. But the two are not acting as one. The two are one. The two is yours. The one is theirs. And because you can't wrap your mind around that logic, you recreate it to tell yourself a truth that is not the truth. The truth is the flowers and the bees are one. I have just demonstrated that, and still you resist. It is because your thinking is linear, one step after the other. How can the flowers and the bees evolve together? The bees, there are several species of the bees, several species of flowers. Obviously, there you go. Obviously, flowers are evolving and bees are evolving. The flowers, there are species and genres. We've broken it down. We've added separation upon separation upon separation upon separation. We realize that they are separate. And the bees, there are several varieties of bees. We separated them into categories and genres and families and degrees so that we know that there are several bees and several flowers. And the flowers and the bees are not one, but they are two. Well, explain to me how flowers have sex with each other. The bees collect pollen from the male flower. Pollen is flower sperm. And take it to the female flower. Really? Why would they do that? Are they instructed to do that? No. The bees are looking for honey, material to make honey, and their hive. Really? So there must be something you do not know. It is obvious on the page that you have painted that there is obviously something you do not know. Because you said previously the flowers and the bees were separate. And then I asked you, how do the flowers have sex? And then you mentioned the bees. But I asked you about the flowers, not the bees, which you say are two different things. Flowers and bees. Are they not two different things? They appear to be two different things. Flowers and bees. The bees are flying. The flowers are stationary and they're pretty. The bees, they're fearful. Sometimes they might sting you. They create honey. Nice. Nutritious. The flowers, some are edible. Some are just delightful. So, there are two different species, flowers and bees? Or are they one? They are two different species. It says it in all of the science books. It is obvious that they are two different species because you can break them down into families and genres and subgenres and subfamilies and types. Really? How do flowers have sex with each other? A male flower. How does a male flower find a female flower to impregnate? It doesn't want to. And why? It's just that time of season? Or is it looking to spread its seed like the rest of creation? It wants to have sex. I mean, everything else wants to have sex. That's what makes it procreate and continue its being. Well, a flower does not have sex. It's the bees that grab the sperm from the male flower and takes it to the female flower. Why would they do that? They're trying to make honey and build their, get material to build their honeycomb. Honeycomb and honey. Do they eat honey? No. No, they don't eat honey. Why are they making honey? Why are they making honey? Honey's a byproduct. No, a byproduct is doo-doo. Like alcohol is doo-doo. Sugar feeds on starch and it dumps alcohol. I'm a winemaker. I make a fabulous wine. I take grapes, brown sugar. Let's just say grape juice. Some good, I don't want to say a name like Concord or anything like that. Concord grape juice. Pure 100% grape juice. Boom. Take a pound, 2 pounds, if you like. It's going to take longer to cook. A brown sugar makes, I believe, a stronger wine than white sugar. So you have the grapes and the sugar, and then you put yeast in there, active yeast, strongest yeast you can find. Boom. The sugar is feeding on the yeast. The yeast is dumping alcohol. Sugar is in the grapes. Sugar from the grapes feeding on the yeast, dumping alcohol. So you have a mixture of brown sugar feeding on yeast, or yeast. Yeast is eating the brown sugar. Yeast are alive. So they become alive when you add a little warm water to it. All these ingredients, warm water together. And boom, you're cooking. Put a balloon with a hole in it over your gallon jug there. I would say 2 pounds of sugar to a gallon. One good big jug of grape juice and yeast. If you want to, you can put more starch in there, like potatoes. Cut some potatoes up, put them in there. Potatoes make vodka. You can put some rice in there. But rice makes rice wine. Doesn't taste all that pretty. Potatoes are better. But you're using grapes for the flavor. So, rest at ease. By the way, I should tell you that tomato paste, to me, has made the strongest wine, probably because the concentration of citrus in the tomato juice, or the acid in the tomato. There you have it. Wine.